fam? It's your boy Eddie Saint coming at you live today with an episode of Teen Talks because it's been a good minute since I've made posts and interacted with you guys, right? And I know we have a bunch of events coming up next month in November. I think every week, or at least the first 3 weeks in November, should all be events. So I want to give you guys some hopeful information to help you guys succeed, right? So yeah, sorry about that. I've been MIA for a minute. I haven't been doing videos and all that good stuff. I'm still in the process. I'm in the final process. I should be done by next week. They're getting hired by this law enforcement agency, so it's been very, very time consuming with that. And my son, I've taken him to all his therapies and classes and stuff. But we are here today on what's today? 10/11/22. What is up, guys? Hope you guys have been doing well. We haven't had, even though I've been MIA for a minute, we haven't really had any events to focus on for discussion. But what I will tell you is this is the time now to prep and just work on your game and be prepared for the Zenkai format, because Zenkai format is going to be very, very fun. Counter to it is the way everyone believes. People think it's not going to be fun, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be pretty much the same format minus a few decks, such as like SS3, like if people want to say Blue Baby and stuff like that. But I guess that would be a good turning point today. Would be, hey, let's look at the decks that you want to actually play for the Zenkai Cup itself. Let's go to leaders. Let's go to set. So it should be set 18. Set 18 yellow, green, blue, red. Cool. Alright, here are all this. These are not the set 18 leaders. So on this one page will be all the set 18 leaders. And these two slots, even though it's not on the actual site itself, these two slots are going to be reserved for the Ramku, as well as the yellow crit Goku. This also has the, for instance, let's take a Pan, right? It also has the Zenkai stamp on those promos. So those promos weren't listed on the starter decks, neither is it in the core set. But once again, those promos do have the Zenkai stamp. So these last two slots right here, we're just going to talk about them as the yellow Goku that counts as red, blue, green, and yellow, as well as the Ramku, which is really, really good. In my opinion, it's either, if you're playing blue, hey, let's just skip right into it, right? Let's not talk about red right now. Let's save red for last, because we say the best for last. Let me have the pop-out chat just in case you guys want to tell me something. So let's do right now, let's talk about blue. Let's just do all the blue leaders. That's funny. So right here is Ramku. So in my opinion, out of the new set 18 leaders itself, the one that you would probably see the most would be Ramku, because that thing was just insane, right? The Ramp Goku with the Beerus combo is just nasty. You have the ability to draw infinite cards after you ramp. Really, really solid. You have an uninteractable, pretty much win con, because a lot of these events are best of one, no pre-sideboard, minus Texas, which I believe is pre-sideboard. So people are going to have access to things like Jiren. They're going to think, okay, cool, I'm going to play this hyper-aggressive deck to just get you down in time. But what happens if they don't get you down in time? Then, hey, you're getting, you know what, by Android 17. But the thing with it is, since no one's going to use this leader, we're just going to take off all of these beautiful boys and actually search the Goku Leader so I could go over him. We could actually make a deck profile on that if you guys really, really wanted to. This guy right here. Super, super busted, nasty card. Let's just view card. Super, super good card. This guy is really, really good. Especially by the time they 17 you, if they have their leader out, 17 as well as Majin Buu Unison, that's 5 strikes of damage, and you're not going to see any of them. So if you're at 5 life with nothing in play, like a block or anything to stop an attack, it's going to be GG, already. Because once again, these are our best of one events, no pre-sideboard, except for the Texas event, which is pre-sideboard. What's going to happen is they're going to get to obviously 7 energy. They'll 17 you, reset your board. Swing with 17, 17 is critical. They'll swing with your leader. The leader is going to be double strike critical. So 17 brings you down to 4. This brings you down to 3. And then, oh, excuse me. It would be 17 brings you down to 4. Yeah, this brings you down to 2. So 4 minus 2, my brain is shot. And then Majin Buu would just finish you off from the 2 to 0. Now, they can technically 6-0 you if they really wanted to. And the way they can 6-0 you is literally if they have the 17 in play, so they'll do the same thing, same concept, right? Get to 7 energy. If they get to 7 energy, this guy's going to have critical as well as double strike at 5 energy. But the hugest thing is that being at 7 energy, that allows you to have critical. So 17 will swing, puts you at, if you're at 6, it'll put you at 5. This will swing, so you'll go from 5 to 3, and all they have to do is have this blue battle card, which should be in play for them if they're wise. Let me show it to you. Funny enough, this card is really, really good too as well. Where is he? Should be Z battle card. Forgot the name of him. I think it's the Vegeta. It's a triple striker. Let's look at him. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the SSB Vegeta Godly Spirit. It's a triple striker. So instead of, it's the same concept, right? But instead of finishing off with a double striker Majin Buu, it allows them to beat you from 6-0 because this is a triple striker. It's very like really, really good stats. Really, really solid stats. So really, really good. The other blue deck that I can see people using is going to be, these are 2 really good decks, by the way. This Goku deck, in my opinion, is hands down the best blue deck in the format, in my opinion. Followed by another surprise upcomer, which is going to be in this list. It's going to be the leaders that had the actual boost itself from the anniversary set, right? So let's see if we can view to make it bigger. Slideshow. All right, cool. It's going to be Beerus. So this deck is really, really good. When I say really, really good, I'm talking about in a format such as Zenkai format where there is limited access to certain leaders. In my opinion, if you're not going against blue and you're playing the Beerus leader, you're in for a really, really good time. When I say a really, really good time, I'm talking about uninteractable kind of good time. Especially if you know how to pilot this deck well. When I say well, I'm talking about there's things you can do to lock your opponents out of the game. And that's the one current theme of this format, in my opinion. You being able to have a certain lock and uninteractable win con. And this is 100% uninteractable. A very, very cool and clutch card. This is why I had it in the, where is it? DBS decks is also this toe drop Reese, which allows you to take another turn. So you're just untapping everything, ramping. Like, for instance, if you have 15 energy, you instantly win the game if you play this because you have 15, you'll tap this, you'll have the next turn, you just charge and you win because you'll do all the shebangs and you tap your 16 and you instantly win with the Hawkeye. So, in my opinion, this as well as Beerus are the top 2 contenders for blue and Zenkai format, with an honorable mention that I will give. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it in order to combat the critical effects of Sin Shinron. And because I said that, you guys should know exactly who I'm talking about. Oh, I have to go up. It's going to be Trunks. Because this leader just says, hey, guess what? You're not able to crit me. So I would put this as an honorable mention, but I don't think this deck stands anywhere near to the Goku, Ramku, as well as the Beerus leader. The issue with Beerus, once again, if you are going against blue, all your stuff are susceptible to God Sealing, which is super, super rough. And I can see blue, especially this Goku, being played in this actual format because it's really, really solid, especially in a format such as Zenkai itself. What's up, Pac-Man? What's up, Mikey Mike? Yeah, so for blue decks, that's what I would venture to say are the decks to play. Majin Buu, I'm not gonna waste your time. Like you can play these decks, but I'm talking about high tier like players. If they sit across from you with these decks, you're gonna have super super problems no matter what deck you're going against. 100% is Beerus if you're not playing blue. Vegeta, if you're playing ramp, if you're trying to play ramp, don't play Vegeta. Just play Goku or play Beerus. Zamasu, I can possibly see people playing this deck in order to find a way to go into tragedy. But it's in my opinion, it's not something that I would want to put myself in a position in. I told you guys when you saw these Z leaders and Z stuff, it's not gonna be that impressive. Kaba, Kale, they're still not gonna be playable. So yeah, for blue, the only two blue decks once again is gonna be Ranku as well as the Beers. So let's talk about green, right? So green, it's super rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to be honest. I'd probably say Majin Vegeta is probably the only one from this honorable mention stuff, only because as solid as a lot of these green decks are, the issue with most of these green decks, such as Majin Buu, such as Cell, is going to be dun 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 dun. Watch this. Oops, it's not blue. It is red. It's gonna be this bad boy. This deck is just gonna 100% crush him, and it's gonna be, oh man, why am I playing the game? So, in terms of green itself, we would have to venture into the new green deck, which, in my opinion, would be green Gotenks. So, if you're a player that likes to play green Gotenks, I would say, hey, go ahead and use this format and play it. But once again, be very, very vigilant because red is still your worst nightmare, and not only is red still your worst nightmare, those main deck answers will tend to, the only thing you can get away with would be in the both webcam events, right? I believe Core TCG's webcam. I know ours is on PPG's webcam. So you wouldn't have to worry about sideboard cards such as Vegeta's Hidden Ambition, because that's the card that completely destroys your deck. I know the best card in a green deck is Dormant Potential. It's just the freest of free floodgates, right? But what happens when you dormant for free and I just stop it and my attack is still going through? You see, you have major problems. But in a format such as the online webcam ones, there is no pre-sideboard versus Texas where there is a pre-sideboard. So I 100% wouldn't recommend green going into a pre-sided like Texas Fest specifically. But if you're trying to play green and you want to play it on PPGs or on ours, or you want to play on Core TCG's webcam and Zenkai Cup, go ahead and do it. The other green decks itself, it's rough because it's not like, okay, cool, I won't have to really worry about X. It's more of those decks are still going to be those decks. Those decks that slaughter you, aka mainly it's Sin, it's still going to slaughter you. You have no answer to Gogeta. You can play Dormant, but not Dormant, excuse me, Bigger More, but you're Bigger More in yourself as well because you're skipping your entire turn to play that card while not being able to use your energy for anything else. So it's a really rough position that green is in right now. You can play. Oh, I completely forgot about green KP. Excuse me. You can also play green KP. Green KP is really solid as well. I can see that deck doing well. I can see both of those decks doing well. Green KP as well as green Gotenks in the webcam event specifically. Once again, the pre-sided ones, I don't know how you do anything because pre-sided, if you're going against Gogeta, they can literally take out their V-Rays and go imposing press. I'm not going to go into it, but there's a lot of ways they can just stop you, or they just keep the violent rays in. Like, there's a lot of ways they can stop you and then put threats on board and come back for the win. So for green, those are the two decks that I would really venture to say. Oh, excuse me, three decks I venture to say, as well as Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, because Majin Vegeta is always going to have the threat of, hey, I have X pressure that you're going to have to stop. I don't care what you're doing. You have to survive my onslaught in order to be well. I don't even know why this deck actually fell off. Because in the beginning of formats, when aggro is really popular, decks such as this tend to rise and shine. Honestly speaking, I never played the deck. But for those who do play the deck, I mean, let me know what's up. Like, I don't know why this deck actually fell off. Realistically speaking, I know they had that errata to the fill spell itself. But I'm like, it's still a powerful deck, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's move into yellow. So, yellow's going to have a plethora of leaders to play. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Yes, I've been busy the past couple of days, but on my spare time, the little time I had, I played tested yellow extensively. And it is rough. Like, you guys thought I was biased for Trunks and Vegeta, but guys, you're not having barrier on a lot of your cards are rough. For instance, this. Okay, cool. You have Aegis. You're going to do it one time, and your guy's going to blow up as soon as you pass your turn. Or even if you don't pass your turn. If you don't use it instantly, that activate battle's going to hit, and you're going to get, like, wrecked. This Gohan, I didn't test, but this Gohan I played before Trunks. I tried to play it. That new Z battle card, it's interesting. It's good, but I don't know if it's enough to pick it up past the limit. In my opinion, this would be the best yellow leader to play in Zenkai format only because it's generic. A lot of these new decks that are in Zenkai itself, specifically the Kid Goku, the reboot one, right? The reboot Kid Goku is a big one that people are like, "Hey Eddie, play the deck, build this deck for me." I played that deck. I played that deck. I hate the deck with a burning passion. Yellow, in my opinion, has the advantage of running Slug. You are not able to efficiently run Slug in that deck without slowing yourself down because the Yamcha, right? The Yamcha one drop is just probably hands down one of the best cards, if not the best card in your deck. Gives you infinite draw potential, but all of your plays require energy. You're not yellow blue. You see what I'm saying? You're not blue yellow. You don't have access to energy manipulation. And then if you did, but you want to do that, now your deck space is tight. There were so many cards I had running into that deck. Now I'm like, this is exactly why I never want to venture off from Yellow Trunks as a yellow leader. Pac-Man says Budokai Goku is a sleeper. It is a great deck. It is a great deck. But I'm going to tell you right now, Budokai Goku is a great deck when someone's playing against it and they don't know what's going on. If someone if Pac-Man, for instance, right? If you're to play against that deck and you're playing your deck, you would crush that deck because you know what the deck does. But I can see that deck still in games. It's solid, but once again, if someone knows what the deck is doing, it's easy to stop. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it's not a but I'm gonna say it's not a bad deck. It's just not elite as these other blue decks. Like, for instance, if I'm sitting down with Ramp Goku, you can know what I'm doing. You're not able to stop it unless you have Jiren. That's the only card that says, okay, cool, I'm going to stop you. But I can guarantee it to you, in both webcam events, unless someone's trolling, they're not gonna play Jiren because they're gonna be playing red. Red is if you're playing red, they're not playing Jiren. They're thinking they're gonna beat you before, but that deck can stop attacks. I'm trying to think what deck can officially run Jiren. Maybe yellow, but I'm telling you, yellow is so like tight on. You know me. I like my decks at 50. I like to be super consistent, right? I played Bardock. I love that Bardock thing, and I was falling in love with it. I was testing it day two, and I'm like, this is exactly why I stopped playing this. I got my field blown up. I'm like, bro, this is next. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like what I see from Bardock. I just wish Bardock had a TP or something. There's a one drop Bardock. It could be a Burgos, a Bardock, whatever it is. It need to draw a card. Just give all of your Bardock Screw guys 3 or less barrier. That's it. I would even pay 2 for that card if it had protection. So like deflect. I would have paid 2 for no dude. That's gonna get wrecked. But I wish they had a one drop that says give all of your Bardock Screw 3 or under deflect. Like if whoever wins Nats and that or Worlds, whoever it is, and has that idea, if they make that card, that deck's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. But I was sitting there. I got my entire field blown up like Gohan Unison. I got my entire. I played multiple games, right? I was like botting most of them, but I'm like, I'm working way harder than I should because my field is super susceptible. But the thing I like about it, it's a route of regression that people don't know how to play. Because at first, I didn't know you can do it until I started playing it. I'm like, wait a minute, I read this wrong. Yes, for instance, if you're playing the bar, and this is why I went back and visited. I'm like, yes, most of their effects don't trigger like the dual attack, double strike. You being able to play 2 more apes. Yes, most of them doesn't trigger until you have 3 or more energy, but you can still play them on turn 2. But it's more than just playing them on turn 2. The activate main will trigger. So let's say if you have a threat on board, let's say if you're trying to lock me out, for instance, it was a yellow bear match, you have the one drop slug. Like, yes, I'm not gonna lock him on next turn. He's not drawing anything because I have an army of repulse in my hand. It's gonna be game over. I can play. I'm not familiar with those names. There's an ape. I want to say it's either Shugesh or Burgos. I'm not sure which one it was. You can play to activate main. It has nothing to do with 3 energy. The only thing with the 3 energy for those apes is dual attack and it gains double strike. But when you play, you can rest up opponent's battle card, and then after that, your leader on the awakened side itself can just pop it. So it's really really solid. I would recommend that deck if it had barrier. The fact that it didn't have barrier is rough because the thing when I completely stopped playing is when I went against Sin. The dude was done. Like it was done, so there was nothing he can do. But at the same time, I passed my turn. There was nothing he can do. But he cleared my board. Now there was nothing I can do. I went from like in a game winning position to him just clearing my board. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this deck for real in a real life tournament. So it is what it is on that. I heard Yellow Gold Tanks. Yeah, Yellow Gold Tanks. The reason why I really like it is because I believe Yellow Gold Tanks and the Yellow Set 18 Piccolo decks are the yellow decks with the least amount of space that you need to actually have your archetype type cards, right? Because yellow Gotenks, honestly speaking, I wasn't playing any of those chains. Like I was just playing yellow good stuff that deck. You can play blue yellow. The blue yellow is actually that's probably the only deck in this thing that could, not the only deck, but it's the one deck that can run it the most efficiently. Blue yellow, like you have your Trunks alternate future. We haven't seen that card in a minute, man. That Trunks alternate future backed up with Sensu Bean is nasty. That's 225k attached to the dome. You see what I'm saying? That could potentially wipe your board or rest the little blocker from the Eddie negates and it keeps swinging. Really, really solid card that we haven't seen just fall off blade in favor of cards such as Gohan and everything else. Deck is really solid. The leader itself is really solid. The Piccolo Set 18 one also really solid because it runs a bare minimum of your cards, but it's like, you're just trying to play a yellow dot good stuff that deck, in my opinion, just play yellow Gotenks because yellow Gotenks will allow you to do stuff. Another sleeper deck for yellow, I would say, would be the Life Flip Frieza, especially since we're playing the same time modes. So Life Flip Frieza, be very, very cautious of it. Let's just review the leader really, really quick. It's right here. Let me make sure I didn't forget any of these. I know this is gonna be really popular. And then my pick for anti-meta deck itself, which I'm gonna put it in honorable mention. I'm not saying it's top tier, but if, like for instance, if I were to play yellow deck and it wasn't Gotenks, it would 100% be this Topo. I would just do this just to stop people because, like, when I'm playing in a meta and I'm not playing the best color as well. My reasoning behind not playing the best color as well is because I have an anti-meta strategy, and Topo is an anti-meta strategy. That new dispo they had, it is a great card to help protect your unison as well, especially if it's actually the unison of Fury. Because if you're playing, let's say, Sin, if you're playing whatever, Sin's a bad example. Because Sin, they can just, it's going to be hard for Sin because they're not able to really attack. So, you can get away with it. I can see you getting away with it with Sin. Because you're not able to attack with the 4-drop. You're not able to, you could activate battle past your turn 3. But then at that time, it's just like, that's how 3 turns of damage were, or 3 turns which you weren't doing anything, and they were just sitting there watching you. So, stuff like that. It's gonna be rough. It's literally gonna be rough. But that would be my pick for honorable mention for the anti-meta itself would be Topo. But really speaking, if you're playing yellow, you're playing either 1 or you're playing 2. If you're playing Ryu 8 Goku, it's not gonna bode well for you. Like I know it's a fan. No, excuse me, not this. You're not playing that, guys. Please don't play that. Don't let that go on. That card is cheese. I'm not gonna say it. We're keeping this PG tonight. You're playing Life Flip Frieza. It's actually a really solid deck. And the thing with Life Flip Frieza is the same way Pac-Man mentioned earlier in this video itself with the Budokai Goku Leader. This deck is really good, especially if your opponent doesn't know what's going on. Because if your opponent does not know what's going on, number one, these effects you're going to try to keep hitting, especially since these things are, once again, best of 1, and we're in time flip. It's going to be rough because your life is still going to, you're going to have more life than your opponent. But furthermore, you do have access to cards like Cold Bloodlust. This deck is actually, I'm not even trolling you, but another big reason why this deck is super, super solid in my opinion is because of the unison. The unison comes into play for free, meaning you have to see the bigger picture. When I say the unison comes into play for free, you have Release for Evil 100% for free now. You see what I'm saying? So really, really, I would put it on that Budokai Goku, that how Pac-Man mentioned early in the video itself. Because once again, it's not a bad deck. It's far from being bad. My only grief with this deck, you guys don't think I'm trolling, but I'm really not trolling. My only grievances with this deck is that if your opponent knows what's going on, you're gonna get clapped. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, this also has ways like, for instance, right? The fill spell. If you don't know what the fill spell does, and you have something you really want in active mode, if you're like, yo, you didn't use it, whether it's your battle card, you didn't use your, whatever the case may be, you play something, you're like, yo, how did this get rested? I'm not gonna tell you how. I want you guys to go through the research yourself. But there's effects in this deck itself. Because I used to play this. It used to be an interesting deck. My boy Dylan Warren used to play this deck as well. That's the only reason why I know what it does. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go play this man against a troll deck. I don't know what's going on. He just clapped me for a free win. But deck is really, really has some tricky plays that, once again, if you don't know what's going on, is you're gonna get max white. But really speaking, once again, play blue yellow. Guys, bring this guy back for me. Don't play the new guy. You can if you want. Just fill your deck up with yellow, with 7 yellow Z cards, honestly speaking, and then play yellow good stuff that deck. And if you need you after you fill your Z deck, this is the perfect example of exploitation to the finest, right? You fill yellow Gotenks up with yellow Z battle cards because we only need 15 total between the main board and the actual Z deck. So that's 7. So now you only need 8. So you need 2 play sets, right? So you put the perfect 2 play sets in this game right now, which yellow has. It's the most generic set of play set cards. It's going to be these. It's going to be the Gohan and I think it's Pan? Is it Pan? I'm not sure if it's Pan or Riddell. I want to say it's Gohan and I want to say it's Pan. I want to say it's Pan. Yeah, Pan's the daughter. Yeah, it's Gohan and Pan. You're just gonna put a placeholder of these guys. So just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just I'm not playing that. You guys know me. I played low already. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's your 15 set of cards because it's 4. Where's he at? 4, 8, and then 7 Z battle cards. The Z battle cards could consist of this if you're playing that deck. Type Z battle cards. You can even actually play black if you really want to, because if you want to self awaken earlier. Where's Oolong? Oh, Oolong's still on DBS like Planet. That's rough. I'd probably play a combination, maybe to play like double Oolong, because you have access to stuff. You see what I'm saying? And the leader, don't forget about the leader. The leader actually draws your card. The leader is the closest to the Mecha Freezer that got banned. It's really really solid. In my opinion, this is gonna end up being the best yellow deck in the format. A lot of people are gonna play the Zamasu, but once again, you're gonna realize yes, your dude's indestructible, but the one weakness that indestructible has is negging ability. Let me catch up on some comments just in case I'm missing anything. What's your line of play against Sin with Gogeta GT on the first 2 turns, going first or second? All right, Biggie, I got you. I'm gonna give you some free Patreon. I might get in trouble. I'm gonna give you some free Patreon stuff. So, without getting in, let me not get in trouble. If I'm going, let's do best case scenario for them, right? So I don't like doing best case scenario for me because that's the easiest thing. So best case scenario for them, they're going first. So they're gonna set up on their double strike going first and all that good stuff. Realistically speaking, this is why I tell you guys, in my build, I run 4 of those searchable, the Vegetas that when you discard, you get to search. I can't pull up my deck profile because it's on the Patreon, and that would get me in trouble. But I can tell you right now, this Vegeta should be at 4. And this is the exact reason why it should be at 4, guys. Just want red to filter. This one 100% should be at 4. The reason why it should be at 4 is because of decks such as Sin Shinra. So if you're going against the 1-star ball, they want to do their cute play, which is this guy. Realistically speaking, they understand you're playing a super combo that if you do, you're going to neg. Another free tip in this, shout out to my boy John Lamatara. I don't like to take people's credit because I don't like when people take my credit and I give me a shout out. So I'm going to give my shout out to John Lamatara. He put me on this card. You should be playing Beerus super combos in your Gogeta deck, guys. I'm pretty sure on my gameplay, you guys saw it too. I was playing the Gogeta super combos. Once again, shout out to my boy John Lamatara. That was his idea that he gave me, and I appreciate that man for it. So, not only do you have access to stop this attack with the Beerus super combo itself, because the Beerus super combo is a 10k combo that also replenishes your hand. This Vegeta, once again, which should be a 4 of, will allow you to search another super combo, which is this. I'm probably going to have to go down here and take off set 18, though. Look it pop up. Which is this. Bam! Another super combo. So, the absolute best case scenario for them would be to swing with the 20k, right? So, you're swinging with a 20k. They're doing their ability to give it crit. And then they would have to drop a deluge. So they dropped the deluge on it, and now it's 30. In my opinion, I would just be like, okay, cool, it's 30. They lost a card. That's at the time and point you have to observe the feel and observe their hand. Okay, cool. Did they have balls in life? If they didn't have balls in life, hey, I can take it. Or I can't take it because they didn't have any balls in life. So I'll be at 6 critted, and they'll still be at 8. And I don't want to lose that kind of advantage. But hey, they had 2 balls in life. Hey, it is what it is, right? They crit themselves, technically speaking, I'll take the crit. Or, hey, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to use my Beerus super combo. Okay, yes, that's 20. I'm at 20, and I use the Unbreakable because this Vegeta search. Oh, I didn't put it in. But that Vegeta is going to search your Unbreakable. It's going to be easy access. But if 100%, if it's at 20, you're never taking it because that Vegeta is going to search your Unbreakable from your deck. And you'll be at 20 instantly. But not only will be at 20 instantly, you guys saw how I feel about the Gogeta deck, the Gogeta deck itself. I don't like Unisys, but specifically in that deck, I believe Scions is the best way to run that deck. So now that you already have your Unbreakable in your Z Energy, next turn when you Scions, it's going to be game over. Because especially if you're playing a Scions build, Sin is going to instantly lose. Because at this time point, going first or second doesn't matter. Because if you go first, it's 100% game over for them. But if you go second, you're now launching infinite attacks at them that they're not going to be able to stop, especially if they have balls in life, because Sin's going to be stuck at 10k. You see what I'm saying? So the only way for them to stop those attacks is by burning their hand. But that's exactly what you want to do, because if you burn their hand, now when they try to swing at you, you can easily out combo their stuff because Gogeta has the ability to do that itself. So I hope that answers your question. The biggest play on Sin is just stopping the 20k crit. The triple strike's never gonna connect. By the time they have 3 energy, you should have one open. The reason why you want to have one open by the time that connects is because you want to have the one open for the bottom race to just stop every single thing. And at that time and point, the only thing that she wants to be able to defend would be the 15ks. That's why, like I said, when playing that match, it's all literally, there's no hands down, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. It's literally you reading the field. Because if I took that crit attack, that double strike crit attack, just because I wanted to, or just because he took 2 life out of there, I have to understand that I have to now, if I'm comboing, because you want to fill your Z energy. That's another huge thing. Another pro tip I'll tell you. That's why I play more than the average number of those Sensobi and Gokus, even though they're limit 1. I don't use it because it's limit 1 or because it's a Sensobi. I use it honestly because it's a 0-0k combo. A pro trick I can tell you right now is a lot of times I usually combo it because it's a 0-0 because I'm above 4 life. I'll combo it to look at the top 3 cards of my deck, filter it, fix my hand, and take the damage because I want to go to 4. Because I know for a fact, like against Sin, right? If it's going in his turn 3 and I hit you with a Bonnet Race and then I hit you with a Sensu Bean, your turn's 100% over. You're not doing anything. And then after I can just clear board Gogeta, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. That match is fairly easy if you're playing the Scions build. If you're playing the Unison build, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get wrecked because yeah, Sin's gonna feast on you, and that's when people say, Eddie, you're tripping. Sin is better. Yes, because you're playing a Gogeta build that's playing the Unison. You can say, Eddie, that Unison is so good, Eddie, you're tripping. It's good out of the sideboard. Reason being is because if you're playing a red match, you don't want to have access to. You don't want to have a card that's going to go straight into your energy. Now, if you're at a Texas Fest event, go ahead and slap that bad boy in your. It doesn't matter because they're not playing top cut. So regardless if it's in your sideboard, I don't believe they're playing top cut. I don't know. I don't know their details of the event. I just know it's a pre-sideboard best of 1. So I personally, the correct way I would do it, put it in my sideboard because if they do have top cut, you don't want to start playing in top cut. And then let's say you're a lower seed, so now you're playing against Sin, and you have it's going to be more. The way I look at it, it's more than 4 dead cards because you're going to be if you're playing 4 of the Gogeta Unisons, you're playing the new ruler, so that's already 5 dead cards, and you're playing some combination of Yamcha's the Yamcha counterplay. So it's at least, let's say if you're playing 2 to 3 to 4, that's at least 9 to 10 cards because you're playing also Wolf Fang Fist. So you see how you start getting just cards that are dead, and they're hitting with all these crit attacks. You're like, yo, why am I losing? That's exactly why you're losing because you're main deck in unison, where you know for a fact the majority of the decks you're going to see is going to be red. So why not? Yes, okay, Eddie, but it's good against slower decks. So those slower decks that you're going to see, why not just put it in from your sideboard? Because really speaking, even without the unison, you probably would have won that match. It would have took longer to win it because now instead of pre-playing the crown, you have to attack with your leader first, and then if they respond, like with a floodgate, you don't crown them, or you got a hard cast. Yes, it's going to take you longer to win. But at the end of the day, you were going to win that regardless if it was on turn 4 or regardless if it was on turn 6. You see what I'm saying? So don't compromise your most popular matchup, such as 100% Sin, which is going to be a popular matchup. Don't compromise that matchup for decks that you may see. You 100% will see Sin. You may see blue. You may see green. Things like that you got to think of. So yeah, I went really in depth into that one. So hopefully that one really helped you. Let's see what we got. We got 1 second. Oh, as far as that. We got a theory craft on Discord. Yep. So you talking about Gotenks? Yeah, Gotenks I think is the best one because you have access to blue, yellow. You have access to a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm playing that deck, I'm not playing that deck. I don't have time to. I would play Gotenks after testing all of the other yellow deck, not yellow decks. Yeah, yellow decks. I would play Gotenks or Piccolo. Like I said, I fell in love with the Bardock until I ran into that Sin player. I'm like, this is so dumb. Like you have no protection. I did not miss it. He misplayed and still ended up clearing my board. I'm like, it makes no sense. Even though I can still come back and win, I shouldn't be playing from behind off playing correctly. It makes no sense for that. So it'd probably 100% be the Trunks or Life Flip Frieza. Because Life Flip Frieza, I could guarantee people watch this video and they still won't understand what Life Flip Frieza does. Or not even go back and look at it. And they're gonna swing, like for instance, right? they're gonna play Sin, and then you'll have your Unison on board, you have something on board, and then they use your leader to swing at you or Unison or whatever the case may be, right? And next thing you know, you'll be wrestling their 4-drop, and they're like, yo, what in the world? And now they're reading the card, and it's like, yeah, you're done, so. Especially if it's webcam, you can't even read the card. Now you're trying to, like, man, I just missed sequence. Now I got to pull up what this field spell does, what this leader does. It's going to be really, really rough. Oh, another thing, too, with that leader itself, let me just pull it up on the screen so you guys can see exactly what I am talking about. Because like I said, I like to help you guys, but I also don't want to. I would say the way I would say is I don't want to harm you guys. That's not the word I'm looking for. But that's what I'm gonna say right now. That's the one that's coming to my head. I don't want to make you guys. It's not harming. It's like it's the opposite of helping. It's not hurting. Like I guess it is hurting. There's another word I want to use for it. I don't want to hurt you guys by handicapping you and you not doing your own research. Because I feel like when I give a lot of people, like there's certain people I help out a lot, and I feel like it handicaps them because the times that I'm not there, they tend to struggle. Or when they play against me, they tend to struggle because they don't see the things that I see. But they're like, Eddie, how come when you play the deck and when I play the deck, you're able to do X, Y, and Z, but when I play it or when they play it, they're not able to do that? It's because I can tell you these strategies, but once again, if you're not doing this research on your by yourself, it's gonna be rough. Just read the first part. Let's read it together. Permanent. No, where is it at? Which one is it? All right. Cards in your life can only be flipped face up by skills or mono yellow cards. You can't add face up cards in your life to your hand. That's all I'm gonna say. So there are certain decks that are in the beginning super super scary, and you're like, why is it super super scary? Because there's certain hits that you're not gonna want to take. I'm speaking in riddles now because I don't want to just once again harm you guys. I need you guys to go read this and actually see what I'm talking about. There are certain things you're like, Eddie, why would I want to play this? What advantages does it have, for instance, of playing against something like Sin? Read the deck and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's things like that I want you guys to research. What we got? Also, I was playing some U7 Gohan and sheesh. Are you talking about the red U7 Gohan? If it was a red U7 Gohan, it's solid. I would venture to say red U7 Goku can also still be a play. Because I can see red U7 Goku causing Synth players a headache, like a massive headache. That's a lot of damage to be taken, especially if the red U7 Goku player goes first. That's a massive headache. It's the same thing as going against a Gogeta player playing with Sion, man. Because you're not gonna awaken, right? So your turn one, you're just not gonna awaken. So you're gonna be having to be a 10k leader defending a 15. Well, if you're smart, you're gonna make it a 25 double strike. You're gonna have to defend a lot of attacks, like a lot of attacks, bro. You have the 19 dual attack. They should have another 19 that's gonna neg your 1-drop off board, whether it's a Haze, whether it's the Natron. It's gonna be rough. I can see that deck. But Pan is also good. We're gonna talk about red in a little bit. So we'll talk about red in a little bit. What I missed. Rising Phoenix, we're just talking about decks for Zenkai format. We talked about blue. Just a recap. Blue, in my opinion, the two best decks, hands down, is Ramp Goku. That's number one. Because Ramp Goku, you can know it's coming, nothing's gonna happen. And the next one is gonna be Blue Beerus. Blue Beerus is really, really, really surprisingly good. Like that Z battle card that people are like, yeah, it's the same thing as the Wii. It's not the same thing. It's the same Wii. I can tell you right now. I was playing Gogeta and I got so annoyed. I'm like, yo, I hate this deck. I know how to stop it now. When I first played against it, it was so annoying. I was losing. It's really, really better than what it looks like on paper. It's really, really good. Your only issue would be running into blue. So if you're going against like the Ramku, you're probably going to get thrashed. Not probably. You would 100% are going to get thrashed. But a lot of these decks that you're playing, they have no way to like stop threats. Like I don't want to talk because I don't want to play against this deck because it's super annoying. Like it's this deck is like, bro, who made this deck? It's the most one of the most ignorant decks that I've seen in this game's history. Deck's really really ignorant, but it's funny because it works. You know, looking at it, I'm like, these cards are not even for this deck, but it works. It has so much synergy, and that's one of the problems where I have with this game itself. Right, I hate when Bandai makes these great cards and they don't leader lock them. So I'm like, I'll give you a perfect example: the 6-drop Vegeta. When they drop that on you, you're not playing blue, and you have no way to stop that effect, and it just rent for 6 energy, or was it 4 energy? You're like, bro, why is this even possible in a Beerus deck versus the actual Vegeta's ramp leader itself? I can see this as if your Vegeta's a Vegeta GT blue leader. Hey, add 4 cards to your hand or put 4 cards in your energy. That's fine. When you see decks like Beerus doing it, I'm like, bro, why not? You see what I'm saying? It seems like that they get super, super annoying. What else we got? So yeah, and then we talked about green. The green next, I told him straight up. What did I say for green? I said I can see King Piccolo and I can see the green gold tank. I don't see anything else because red is going to be 100% relevant. So you would have to play a set 18 leader in that time and play if you're playing green, which is King Piccolo, which I can see King Piccolo do very well in a format just like this, as well as green gold tanks itself. Because especially in a format such as ours, the Pro Play Games webcam event, as well as the core, where it's no pre-sideboard, it's just straight into your stuff. You don't have to worry about things like this card. A lot of people still don't know the name of this card, so I'll just show it to you. It's the King Vegeta's Hidden Ambition. It's the one that stops dormant, essentially. Oh man. Oh, I think I just gotta put hidden, that's why. Man, my spelling is off today. It's been rough. This guy. I don't like this SPR. You know what I'm saying? We've got to play a lore ready, so that's what I'm gonna show off. Counter. If your leader card is red and your energy are all mono red, your opponent has 3 or more energy. Negate the counter skill of an extra card with the original cost of 1 that was activated without paying its energy cost, and play this card. Essentially, it's a cooler for 1 on a dormant or D magic that's they're using sparking for, or any sparking negate. But those are the most prevalent ones, right? People are not playing black. It's usually going to be dormant. Or technically speaking, Wolfang Fist too. I just realized that. Holy crap, that's actually really good. Yeah, I just realized that. That's actually really, really good for Wolfang Fist. Wolfang Fist is becoming. Holy crap! Wow, that's the first time ever. Like I'm on Team Talks and I just realized something as I was saying it. That's really, really good for Wolfang Fist as well, which I didn't realize that till just now. And that card's gonna be not a problem for you for playing in the actual webcam events because there's no pre-sideboard. No one in their mama's manning those cards. But if they are manning them, just call the judge. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're not able to deck check in the middle of a game. Don't do that. And don't tell me. Don't say Eddie's the one who said that. I was just trolling. Pop. We got a theory cover in Discord. Yep. What else we got? Did you see Fascist posted? Yeah. So decks such as Sin and all that other stuff, you can play, like Sin can play that Black Vegeta Surmounting now, which is gonna be really, really interesting. It's for the villain. This card, that card that you guys were talking about, that was like, how do you play this in the pre-release one and all that good stuff? Yeah, it's now you can play it, so it should be really, really good. Yeah, and the other one, the Broly, we were thinking about that Broly. How, as a Sin player, should I handle the Mira? All right, I can guarantee it to you, nobody. When I say nobody has this, and I'm gonna give you a free answer that I don't want to give, but you're my boy Kavir, and I ain't gonna hold out from you. In your deck, Violent Rage is cool and all right, but you know it really, really, when I say it really brings your deck up the next level, especially in your mirror match, is gonna be cards. Now, this is one thing I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm fighting between both of them. Sometimes I like one more than the other one. It's gonna be my 2 favorite red extra cards: Freezer's Death Ball, and in the realm of the gods. I don't know which one is the red one's called. The realm of the gods one with the Goku. I think it's UI Goku. I don't know what it is. Let's just pull it up. I'm gonna give you guys wrong information. Realm of the Gods. I know it has Goku on it. Here we go. Realm of the Gods Ultra Instinct. So, all right. free chicken for you guys. I didn't want to do this because I was probably going to play Sinks. I don't have a ton of play tests. Once again, I'm in this hiring process, and there's no way I'll be able to finalize that yellow list, even though I want to play yellow really, really bad. So if you're playing a mirror match, right, it's me and you, it doesn't matter what it is. I can 100% blow up your 8 drop without even thinking about it. If it doesn't have barrier, obviously. Because what's going to happen is you're going to, okay, cool. You might not give it barrier. You might give your 4K barrier, which is something that people should really, really think about. Unless they're listening to this video. Then they're like, yo, I can't get my 4K barrier. In the same match, most of the time I don't get my 8 drop barrier. I'm like, you're not going to kill it. Like, you can neg it the first time. You can try to bait it out. That's fine. Then you can neg it again. I'm not going to put you at 3. So it's not like you're going to have that ability to neg my guy 30K. You'll neg it, I guess, by 18 because you'll probably have your balls at best case. You're not going to have, what do you need for that? You need, it'd be 18, 21, 24, 27. You're not going to have, I'm not going to give you an extra 4 battle cards out there. You're probably going to force you to play Z battle cards. Or if I see you're close to negging my guy 20 plus, or when I say 20 plus, I'm talking about leaving this guy like at digits that I don't want him at, I'll give him barrier. If I see your Z energy is kind of like risky, it's, once again, this is all evaluating the field. I don't have a set way to play. But if I see there's nothing you can do with your Z energy efficiently, I'm not gonna give it barrier. I'm gonna give my thingy barrier, my 4 drop barrier. Because realistically speaking, you were gonna attack my guy anyway, regardless, and just neg my 20K. So I would want you to think about your attacks. Now the big card, that's the difference between when I play Sin, when a lot of people, other players don't play Sin, they don't play Death Ball, and they don't play the Realm of the Gods. So the Death Ball, I can instantly force you to go to what's his face, to 5K. Or the proper way to do it would just be using the leader to make your guy go to 35. And if I swing at your guy and it doesn't have barrier, I can give it a death ball. You're not gonna combo out of it because once again, the death ball is something you're instantly gonna take. Or even worse, even better case scenario, if I'm trying to go for a game, I don't care if it's crit or not. Because if I death ball your leader, I don't care how many dudes is on board. I don't know, like the only thing you can do to my 8 drop at that time and point. So once again, if I'm doing this, it's gonna be proper sequencing. You will not be able to neg my guy 30 plus K. You're gonna have that one negging ability. That's it. I'm gonna swing. I drop a death ball. My guy is now 45 to your 5. you gotta, it's 4 super combos you would have to give me. 4 super combos and an additional 5K you would have to give me. You take that, you're dead on the spot because I'm just gonna finish you off with everything else I have. So it's cards like that that are really, really good. Another one too is the Realm of the Gods, the Ultra Instinct, because the Ultra Instinct sometimes it's better, like defensively against a 20K. I have both of them in my deck right now. Like I said, I haven't really decided which one is better. I like the Realm of the Gods defensively because defensively, if it's a mirror match and they're swinging at me, regardless if they go put 30 on it or it's just a 20 double strike crit, I could Realm of the Gods gain an instant 15K. Now, this is why I don't care if they use the illusion or not, and this is one of the reasons why I still have it considered playing over Freeze's Death Ball is because of the delusion itself. A lot of people think, okay, cool, I can swing with 20K, put the delusion on it, it'll be 30. He's at 10, he's at whatever the case may be, so he's instantly going to take the damage. Wrong. Because if you're at 30, and now Realm of the Gods, right? Realm of the Gods replaces itself. It draws a card, gives my leader 15. So once again, I always like to think about these scenarios as the worst case scenario for me, best case scenario for my opponent. So worst case scenario for me, my opponent, and best case scenario for them, my opponent went first. So you went first, you're on 2 energy, I'm on 1 energy, I'm unawakened, obviously. Your guy's going to be 30K double strike crit to my 10K. Obviously, I don't want to take that. So I can realm you, go to 25, and this very super calm you. I'm at 35. You see what I'm saying? And I lost nothing in hand. You lost your card in hand because you went to 30. You 100%, you nagged on that one. You 100% on that one. I went second. I just out-battleed you. Those 2 cards single-handedly reverses the mirror match. So hopefully that helped you without giving you exactly my lines of play. That's one thing. That's one thing about me. I'll always tell you what cards I play. I'll never tell you my lines of play until you're sitting across from me. I'm like, okay, now let me show you. You see what I'm saying? Because I used to do that, but then what happened was I would play people, and they're like, Eddie, I love you to death, but you're gonna lose. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, I know exactly what you do. I watch your team talk. I'm like, oh my god, bro. There's nothing I can do about it. Like it's like when I 6-0 people with trunks. To this day, someone couldn't sit unless I played against you or you were at Kansas City. To this day, people couldn't tell what that 6-0 is. They assume they know what it is. Unless you're on Patreon as well, they couldn't tell you what the 6-0 is. So yeah, Kavir. Hopefully that helped you for the mirror match. Low key starter Red Vegeta with Red Bardock's crew is super aggressive. I've been grinding it for a while with great results. Starter, are you talking about the one that gives your unison double strike? If so, that was a leader that it's funny. I was gonna debut it. I think QPG had an event in Georgia, but the ban list came out and banned King Piccolo units, and I was so pissed off because that list was fuego. I was winning with one drops. I'll just give you the premise of the deck. It was just a bunch of it was the Whis one drop because the Whis one drop it's like the Gohan U7 Gohan one drop, but you can use it because your leader's the Vegeta, and it was the Gohan itself. I was swinging with just leader. Unison was getting boosted by the Realm of the Gods card, Ultra Instinct. My one drops were getting boosted by Death Ball. It was the funniest deck ever. People were gonna love that deck, but then literally, as I made it go to the event, the thing got banned. Like, there's no reason just going to an event, playing this, knowing that once I debut the deck profile, it's unplayable because of the ban list. But it is a really, really solid deck. I'll tell you that. It's just a lot since Zenkai format. It's a lot harder. So I think that's the deck you're talking about. I'm not sure. Nemba with Cell and the ZX. I'm thinking about it. If you're talking about the new gen Nemba, not the mill one, but the new one, man. You must be joining just for the entry pricing, my guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even trying to sound mean, but man, you must be trying to play those first 3 rounds, bro, and just and just get those entry pricing real quick to enjoy the rest of your day, broski. Instant access to early game removal is pretty good. It is pretty good, but man, think about it, right? Against the actual meta decks, like the actual top tier decks, Gogeta is not gonna care. Like, what are you gonna take out? Like, you're gonna take out my double strike Goku? It did its job already, bro. It swung 20k double strike, which you probably took because you're unawakened, or you probably out comboed it, which is super plus for me because you're unawakened, so your super combos are dead. And even if your super combos are alive because you're playing something like Sin, you gave me a card because your leader was at 10k when I did the attack because I was playing Signs. Regardless if I go first or second, I'm gonna have that Goku double strike on board, right? So you gave me a very super combo and a 5k. So it doesn't matter like what I did with the Goku. It's instant value. Like it drew a card. Like so that Goku is so valuable. It replaces itself. It's gonna say you're taking this damage or you're giving me at least bare minimum of 2 cards. So if one of them 100% off rip, there's one super combo down already off turn 1. You see what I'm saying? Like that card is so much value. I play that bad boy at 4, obviously. Um, things will be. Yep. I actually thought about adding Death Ball to Gogeta. No, you don't need Death Ball for Gogeta. The only reason why you don't need Death Ball for Gogeta is because of this. The one I showed you before. I don't have it up anymore. The only reason why you don't need Death Ball in Gogeta is because of the Vegeta. Death Ball is only good once again to stop that early double strike or triple strike from Sin itself. But in Gogeta, you have the Vegeta that searches your unbreakables. And once again, shout out to my boy John Lomatar because I don't like taking people's credit. It wasn't mine, but he gave it to me. I'm gonna give you guys the same information I got from him. Play Beer's Super Combo and Gogeta, right? So you have access to Beer's Super Combo and Gogeta as well as Unbreakable. So that Vegeta will discard itself, search your Unbreakable. So even if you're going second, you don't want to take that double strike crit to the dome. There's nothing they can do once again because they do what they want to do. Okay, they swing. If it's 20, you combo that out. Then you draw a card, even if you don't have the Unbreakable, which you're gonna have the Unbreakable, because obviously if you're going against Sin, you want to hold at least one of those Vegetas and all your super combos. Your super combos will just filter itself out. You draw so many cards in that thing, it doesn't matter if you use your super combos all by turn 2, by turn 3, your hand's gonna be fat. So it is what it is when that timing point, specifically in Gogeta. Other decks, not so much, because other decks you're gonna want to use your super combos strategically. But Gogeta, I'm just farming my Z energy. So let's see. You thinking of running Frieza's Death Ball maybe at 2? Yeah, that's what I have right now. Right now I have him in my Sin deck as I have it as a 1-1. I would only run 2. You only need 2 because like once you pass that early, it's literally for that early okay cool thing, and you want to see it. Reason being is once you pass that, it's not gonna matter because if I'm playing red, I could just Vine raise. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't think you'd want to go more than two, but two is also a good number because maybe you can go three, maybe two and one, or just three of one. The only reason why I would say you would not want four, because you guys know me, don't like I love four, but I wouldn't play four of this specifically, is because I want to see it early game so I can stop being aggressed, or I want to see it late game when I can just look at you because having death ball, when I played Jiren, right? I'll shout out to my boy Frank Castle, so I gotta put this story out there. I baited that man so bad. I was playing Jiren, he was playing Icarus. I purposely used all of my super combos. I knew for a fact he's a smart player. So before he's going for a game, he's gonna look at my drop, make sure all of my super combos are gone, do the math, but okay, cool. Obviously, he has free energy open. Those free energy are super relevant. Because at the time, this is the Icarus form, right? Right after Nats. There's nothing you can do. There was no Realm of the Gods card. There was nothing. So he's going for a game. I had like 5 cards in hand. He gets like to a ridiculous number. He doesn't realize I had 5 cards in hand with 3 energy open. And I had 3 death balls. So like those death balls just said nope, nope, and nope, and I just killed him in a crack bag. So things like that is the reason why I would not play those cards at I don't even play at 3. If I don't see it early game, that's fine. Because later game, when I'm going for a game, I'm going for it. And another thing, Kavir, don't play Unison. If you're playing Unison in a mirror match, nothing I'm telling you is going to help you in a mirror match. Because once again, it's not just the Unison that's dead in your hand. It's the Unison, which 100% you're probably playing 4 of. It's the New Ruler, so that's 5. Their Yamchas, you're probably playing at least bare minimum of 2 to 3. Bare minimum and you're playing Wolfang Face, so it's a lot of dead cards. So it doesn't matter. You could have had, honestly speaking, if you played a Unison package in a mirror match, you can play with 8 super combos. You probably would still struggle. I'm not even trying to be funny. That's how bad it is because those cards are literally straight to energy. 4 of them you can't combo. Wolfang Fist, if you play those, it's even more than 4. The only ones you could combo off is just the New Ruler and the Yamchas. Everything that's not a New Ruler and a Yamcha in your Unison package itself, it's straight dead. Like it's so bad, so bad. Let's see what else we got. Flight of the Grand Eagle, really really good. I had that in my original Jiren list itself. Really good. I don't think the time for it is now, only because energy is really heavy right now. A lot of people like to say it's a Dairo format. It's not a Dairo. It's a skill intensive format. I'll tell you that. Even though their sin is just critical, it's really skill intensive because it really matters what you do with that one energy. Like before, I tell you guys, right? If I'm playing in a mirror match, I guarantee to you before tonight's episode, I would go second. I'd wreck every single one of you only because your double strike would never connect on me. You'd be like, yo, that's so smart. Why did you play that card? Because no one else would have had that in there. So it's stuff like that that separates players because in a format like this, I'm telling you, it's really skill intensive because it benefits and pays the players off who can do their most with energy. Because we can be playing the same deck, but my one energy and your one energy is different. My one energy in Gogeta could net me 1, 2, 3, 4 different points. Yeah, like 4 different points of damage because of scions. Your one energy is gonna net you. Well, your turn one is gonna net you not even. It's gonna net you nothing because you're gonna. I guess one card because you'll play the one drop Goku and you look at the top 5 and then you'll add a card. You're like, yes, I'm so ready for this because you're gonna attack me and I'm gonna combo off my Goku, search my deck and have a Z energy. I'm looking at you like, bro, I'm gonna do the same thing except eat like 3 or 4 cards from your hand or destroy your life because my one energy is going to do exactly what you did. The only difference is he's going to swing at you first, then he's going to turn into 2 cards. He's going to swing at the Vegeta. That Vegeta is going to be 10. He's either going to take it. If you take that one, you're 100% taking all the rest cards because those were 10Ks. So now swing my other Vegeta. I'm going to combo the one that's in rest mode because that's what my leader says. It's a permanent. Now my leader is going to trigger, filter my deck. So I got the same filter you did. So you paid 1 energy for that. And I did the same exact thing you did, except infinite more value. And then now I just need a Goku in there. So now I'm gonna play my Vegeta, the one that's starting to play. I'm gonna swing with that one. You can combo off a Goku if you want in order to get in there because you already just combo off your Vegeta and then play the double strike Goku. The double strike Goku comes into play, draws a card that is deflect, it's double strike. So now your leader could awaken. There's a lot I can do for an energy versus what you can do because you're playing your 2-drop units. And that's what's gonna separate players in this current format. Only thing I can say is classic. Janema plays Cell, Unbreakable. Oh, you're talking about Mil Janemba. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rising Phoenix. I thought you were talking about the new Janemba. Yeah, I think you're talking about the new Janemba. I'm sorry. Yeah, when I was making fun of it, I thought you were talking about the new Janemba. I'm like, bro, don't waste your time on that. Like, it's fun. It has its unique ways. But if you're talking about Mil Janemba, I'm trying to be objective. I'm not, because, like, I 100% you're not beating Sin. You're not beating any Red Decks, period. I'm not even lying to you. Because even Gogeta, I don't even have to crit you, right? Because trying to think of it, you can never, ever, ever leave two energy open. Because I'm going to rip all your unbreakables, all your cells, and calculate exactly how much damage I have to do to you. You see what I'm saying? So for the rest of the game, you have to live with just one energy open. Meaning, now you're putting all of your hopes and dreams into how many sensu beans you can have. But not only that, every time you sensu bean, if I'm a smart player, right? I'm going to leave it at 20, obviously. I'm going to specifically, strategically leave it at 20. The reason I'm going to keep leaving it at 20 is I understand if I go anything more than 20, you're going to sensu bean, then you're going to use that one energy you just untap to use Unbreakable, to use the cell draw card. So I'm not going to let you do that. So I'm going to say, okay, cool. If you want to over combo, that's on you. I don't care. I still got my combo power. Because at the end of the day, though, as soon as you pass your turn, every time you D-Magic, you better not untap that energy. Every time you Sensu Beam, you better not untap that energy. Or if you untap that energy or Sensu Beam, you're going to over-combo. So I'm not going to give you a point where it's going to be 25, so you can just, okay, Sensu Beam, and then now you're at 20, now you sell and you go to 30. No, if you want to go 30 to my 20, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care. But red, I don't see you beating red. I can maybe see yellow, blue, all other colors that are not red. Maybe I can see it. I just don't see you beating red. But one thing I will tell you, Rising Phoenix, you're gonna hear it first. Another thing, wow, this is two things in a row. I'm on a roll tonight, boys. Two things in a row that I can tell you right now, Rising Phoenix, is gonna like get to you. The fact that Fash just made that announcement, you can play Vegeta, the triple strike barrier deflect guy. You can play that guy in Janema now because your permanent does not restrict your Z deck. So you can play that card now. You see what I'm saying? That can help you out a lot, a lot, a lot. When I say a lot, that can actually help you out. What other blue Z battle cards are? You can play Cell now. You have a lot of ways you can play that deck. Once again, it's super irrelevant because I don't see how you're winning not keeping multiple energy up. So red is an instant lose. And unless a bandits comes out and just takes out red, which I doubt is going to happen because that's a lot of upset people you're going to have because all these packs I'm going to get at Nats are worthless. You would say it's crown all this. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think anything needs to be banned because honestly speaking, people are just biased. Like, it doesn't matter what color it is. If there's a color that's doing well, people are getting upset. People don't see if you remove Crown. So, what do you think is more healthy, right? You think it's healthy that Crown is in the game, where you can answer Crown, or you think it's healthy that Crown is not in the game, and you have people untapping three, you have people on purpose living three open. They're gonna Android, and there's no response. Right? And if you do respond, they can respond to your response. You think that's more fair than just okay, cool, play fair. And it's only one color that has crown. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, yes, it's the most relevant color currently, but it has answers. It's not like crown doesn't have answers. And if your deck doesn't have answers to crown, just play another deck. Like you saw me, like I play yellow, play trunks. I can leave one open. It doesn't matter. Exactly. Exactly. I think Phoenix. Like, you guys think it's healthy to play Blue Baby? Like, honestly speaking, do you think it's healthy? Hey, ready to rumble. Okay, cool. You did that. D Magic on top two. Okay, cool. Guess what? Sent to me. You gonna sing again? Goku comes in for three. You think that's more healthy than Crown? You guys are tripping, bro. You guys are straight tripping. Even off Unison, if that's such a problem, do what I did. You guys saw what I did in my Trunks deck profile. Put multiple double strikes in and take the Unison out. That way you force them to top it. Because now at a time and point, the only way they can free play it is by swinging with their leader. Now if they're swinging at their leader, be smart. Combo something, you know what I'm saying? Like, not combo something, but like using a gate, don't untap. Keep one open. Do something like that. You see what I'm saying? If you have multiple energy open, you're not playing fair. So now you're upset that you can't play fair. Come on now, like stop it, bro. You're upset that you're not playing broken, right? You're upset that because you're playing Gamma, you're not able to just, yes, I'm gonna hit you with the Android 18 for free, and I'm gonna hit you with the Android 14 or whatever Android is to stop your attacks. Like, you're upset about that? Really? Come on, guys, stop it. Crown can get answered. I can play Crown for free with the Unison. I can bait it out from you. You can do what you're gonna do. If you're smart, for instance, right? If you're playing Gamma and you're so worried, okay, I'm at 4 energy. All you gotta do is Dirty Burst. Dirty Burst saves you everything because you don't have to worry about anything else. You see what I'm saying? Like you're good, but it is what it is. People are gonna complain regardless, bro. I don't ever think red, because red is one of the easiest colors to stop, regardless are not people want to hear it or not hear it. Yellow counteracts red. Like let me rephrase that. Trunks. I can't say that. Excuse me. I'm not able to say that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yellow does not counteract red. Trunks counteracts red. Trunks counteracts. I'm gonna say it one more time so you don't say Eddie lied to you. Trunks counteracts both red decks. 100% counteracts it. Yeah, it's not unbeatable. I don't know what else to say to you. I think I caught up on all the comments. Cool. So let's get back to the colors, right? I think we left off on yellow. If you're playing black, you're not playing this event. I can see you. I can see people playing this. I'm not gonna lie. Let me take that back. Hatch, guys, don't do it. Everyone swing with things that are. I think it's 8 or higher, right? I think Hatch says 8 or higher. Should be yeah. Everyone has access to 8 or Sin has access to 8 or higher. Gogeta is gonna clear board and then smack in your face. And then you have no response to Gogeta. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play. Man, this is free. Play this. If you're gonna play a black leader because you're 100% committed, don't play this. It's not funny. That Z leader should have been for Dark Broly. Don't play this. I don't even know why. No comment. I'm not gonna say nothing mean. If you're gonna play black, play this. The one thing you get for this deck, you can apply a good weakness for people. You can apply a lot of early crit pressure, double strike crit pressure. Play a minimum of like at least 8 double strikes. When I played the deck, I played 12. I played 4 cracks, 4 hidden power, and 4 kais. Every time I play free guys, I followed up with a double strike. You eat their hands. Even if they negate it, then you keep your hand. You see what I'm saying? You force all their negates out super early because they want to negate you in order to stabilize. Because if they take all those crits early, they'll never be able to stabilize. Because by the time they want to do anything, they have to now think, oh crap, I better be able to have untap abilities because if I don't, and I have a negate in my hand, it's gonna tap me out and leave me susceptible to whatever crit attacks or kind of pressures gonna come in. So I can see that Matt Sane doing very well. And that U card for Matt Sane is also really, really good. I was surprised that was really that good, honestly speaking. You overwhelm, so you're overwhelming for most likely the Vegeta, so you can mill your project pieces in there, your Quetsu card. And this other thing, that's Quetsu card. I can see that doing really, 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 really well. So for black, that's the only thing I can see for black. That's it. They did black dirty, man. So the best color in this format is going to be red. Red's going to have a lot. Red's going to have a lot. Red's going to have. There's a reason why this card is the winner card, the champion card, right here. It's just they're going to have that. Red is going to have. Yeah, Rush. It's going to be bad, man. Red's going to have Pen. Pen is a really, really good deck. I wouldn't say it's slept on because more people are playing it, but still, I think it's highly underrated. Shout out to my boy Tim Palacios. I believe last team talks we had, I told you guys, last team talks we had, it was right before San Diego. I told everyone, I said, even though Sin and Gogeta is hands down the best red decks in the format, hands down the best decks in the format, I said, Tim is going to play Pen. And don't be surprised if you see that man in top cut, because just because I don't mention Pen doesn't mean Pen is not good. All 3 of those decks are really, really powerful. The only issue with Pan is that the example I can give you is that imagine set 11 format when it was Dark Broly and Projects. Like Sin and Gogeta is like Dark Broly and Projects at its peak before Raditz or anything. And then Pan is like Gogeta Zeno. Gogeta Zeno was always a great deck, but you were playing fair by like tapping energy and stuff like that. You weren't playing free. Pan can play free, but you're playing like a fair free game. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing Pan does, but it's still great. The same way Gogeta Zeno was always great. It was just Dark Broly and Projects were just had way more to offer. The same way Sin and Gogeta just have way more to offer. That's the best way I can describe that for you. Because in the format, if I had yellow staples, I'd play. Yep. Release from Evil is that card should have been a winner. That card is busted, bro. Like busted. That's one of the main reasons why I do play yellow. Release from Evil is straight snap. Like if you guys see me, right, everything I said about yellow always came true. from the very beginning, I told people, I said, stop playing Turtles and stop playing Poutine and Trunks. This is not Icarus. People wouldn't listen for the longest. I talked a couple times, they finally realized Poutine was trash. Any competent player is going to trigger both your Poutine and both your Trunks. So why are you putting a dead card in your deck? It made no sense. Even Final Flash, people are like, Eddie, you're crazy. You don't play at least 2 Final Flash? I'm like, for what, bro? Their attack is straight getting negated, or if they swing, because nowadays it's not just, okay, cool, I'm swinging for a game. They're swinging because it has dual attack, triple strike, or double strike. You straight release from evil and you stop it. People thought I was crazy. I'm like, no, release from evil is infinite times better. I'm like, oh, he's kind of right, man. Like, it is what it is. What else can I say? The old Turtles thing. This is a lot. The only thing people still listen to me to this day is the Gohan. Stop playing Gohan Unison. Stop playing these. If you are playing a 3-drop Unison, guys, play in Trunks. Play the Ultra in the future, or play the 1-drop Basil. You just want to say play the 1-drop Basil. It's something that you don't have to commit multiple energy to, and it's something that Basil is never going to die unless you're playing against Sin. If you're playing against Sin, yeah, your Basil's going to get thrashed. But if you're not playing against Sin, especially if you play that thing turn 1. Another common mistake too. I said on my Patreon video on the Good and the Bad series, your turn 1 play with Trunks doesn't always have to be your 1-drop to search your 1-drop. It could be something like a Basil, because now they're not going to want to attack your leader, right? They're going to want to form your Unison. But the thing is about Basil, the Unison gains a marker. And about the biggest thing about Basil is that not only does it gain a marker, it allows you to start playing Release from Evil super early. So if I'm going against a top tier deck like I know is going to be good, like a Gogeta, right? If I'm going against a Gogeta deck, he swings at me. Oh snap! He's about to use his auto to play a card. Guess what? I release from Evil It. That Vegeta or that Goku that now came in rest mode is gonna go to the drop because the permanent is gone. You see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that people don't realize. So what was the benefit of you playing that Trunks or that Vegeta turn 1 to get the other one in play versus playing that Basil? Because even if they don't attack the Basil and they attack your leader, you'll still take the damage. The difference is they're not going to net an extra card. You see, it's little things like that. And once again, this is why I tell you what I can do for one energy and what my opponent can do for energy is what's going to. When I say I'm talking about like we as a community, right? What we as a community can do it for one energy versus what you can do against your opponent for energy is what's going to separate you. A lot of people watch deck profiles and a lot of people scam you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people tell you this and that. This game, especially currently right now, doesn't really have a hey, I'm going to play this turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Like, I just got done. Today was the first day I tested Sin, and I'm like, it was so easy. I didn't play the 8-drop one. I didn't play the 8-drop to my kill turn, which was like turn 4, turn 5. Like, Eddie, what were you doing the whole time? Literally, I played the 4-drop, obviously, on turn 2. That's the one thing I think that's the closest to it. That's the one time I can say, yeah, it's like your turn 2 play. I played a bunch of rush attack Vegetas. I'm like, bro, this is infinite times better. They're spamming the film to clear their board, not attacking their leader, destroying their hand. And the only time I'm target their leader is by crit. Like it was what it was. He just got that guy got 6-0 cleanly. Bergamo Unison, but why? What do you say? I don't understand that. Says Basil, yeah, Basil Unison is slept on. Shout out to my boy Full Screen Ultra. Basil Unison is super slept on. I got it. I'll show it to you guys. Basil Unison is really, really good. For you guys that don't know it, if you attack it, the first time it gets attacked, it gains a marker. And when it gains a marker, it breaks the 10k threshold. So if they attack with a leader, let me see if I can pull it up. No, that's not a battle card. Is it a Bergamo or a Basil Unison? I know it's a Unison. Let me pull up Unisons. But the first time you attack it, it breaks your threshold of 10k. So now if your opponent, dang, you can tell I'm tired. I probably went right. Guys, Eddie, you went right past it. Where my dad? Oh, here it is. Oh, so excuse me. That's why it's not a Basil Unison. It's Bergamo. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I always confuse these. I'm so bad with names. But yeah. So when you play it, right? And another beauty about this, you can play it for more than one. Like, okay, cool. Let's say if I establish this on turn 3, it's gonna come in with markers. So this card gains 3k power for each marker. You guys are following me? Auto, once per turn, when your opponent attacks this card, add a marker to this card. So if I'm playing Trunks, and I play this, I'm turn 0. I play this bad boy, turn 0, and that's my turn 0 play, right? Your turn 1. Since I played it for 1, it's going to have obviously 1 marker. It's a 5k stat. So 5 plus 3 is 8. If you swing with your leader, you're thinking in your head, I'm going to swing at this in order to net advantage. Because I'm taking out my opponent's unison while progressing my game state because my hand is getting bigger. Wrong. The reason why you're wrong, because once you swing at this, it's going to gain a marker. So now instead of 1 marker, it's going to be at 2 markers. Now since it's at 2 markers, 2 times 3, the permanent's going to kick in is 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. So that 1 card you just drew, and the example I gave is Gogeta, right? That 1 card you just drew, what you're going to play, you got to combo it off. But the thing, if you're playing Gogeta, if I release from Evil, you're not going to have to combo 1 off from your hand because your permanent on your Gogeta, it's not there anymore because it's blanked. And then you pull out Release from Evil for you guys. Because a lot of people to this day still don't know what Release from Evil does. They think it negates the attack and they're like, oh, this and that. I'm like, no, it does none of that, man. It's literally just blanks everything. It's like an attacking cold bloodlust. It's the best way I can describe it. And if you're like a dual attack, it stuns you. That's it. It does not negate the attack. Even though it says counter attack, just because the card says counter attack does not mean that it negates the attack. So Release from Evil, if your leader card is mono yellow, choose an attacking card. Attacking card is really huge because it can be against rush attacks, and this is one of the real reasons why I love playing yellow this format. I just don't have time to invest into making the go. 100% would be Goten to make Goten work. Choose the attacking card. Vegeta rush attack. Your leader. It doesn't matter. Unison. It doesn't matter what it is. Choose the attacking card. Negate its skills for the turn. It can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next turn. So if you have triple attack, double or dual attack, it doesn't matter what you have. You're stunned. You're not going to restand. The Vegeta, even though if it had to activate main that restands you, you're not able to restand. You can still use your activate main to get the boost, but you're not going to restand. Now the biggest thing about it is if you have a yellow unison in play, you can activate this counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. A huge thing about this, it's when they attack, period. I don't know why people assume it's when you attack the unison, it's when you attack the leader. When they attack, period, you can use this. The card is really, really good. A lot of people fail to realize that. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yep. So yeah, it's Bergamo. It's not Basil. I'm sorry. Yeah, that unison is really, really powerful. Like I said, once again, the theme I want to emphasize tonight, it's what I can do for one energy and what you can do for one energy is what's gonna separate us in between a match. That's the biggest thing to focus on. Man, it's already midnight. That's rough. I have to wake up, bring my son to school tomorrow morning at 9. But yeah, leave the questions, comments, and concerns on here real quick. I'm gonna give some closing comments really quick. And we even hit red. I mean, we technically did hit red. Um, all three red decks from set 18 are super playable. This I anticipate will be by the time I get done. Red will be my closing comments, I guess. So leave any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat box. I'll answer afterwards. This is going to be a highly, I want to say, popular deck. I'm still not sold that it's going to be broken, but it's going to be highly represented because it's a fan favorite leader, and it's a fan favorite deck that players just want to make it work, especially with the access to having pretty much all the 4 OG colors. Man, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see what people have. We know that they're gonna get a Z auto card next set because of the support that we saw. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with this deck. But people are 100% going to try to make it work currently right now in this Senkai format. We'll see what's up with that. This Red Broly, I know, yeah, I'm not going to waste your time. Cooler is another one. Cooler and Vegeta are decks that I'm not sold on them, but 100% they have a high following. And the high following for these two decks are going to make it played and popular. I'm not saying they're popular because of their power level, but because of their popularity. Versus where Pan, where Sin, or the 1-star ball, and where the Gogeta deck are going to be powerful, like just because they're powerful, not by popularity, but just because they're hands down the 3 strongest decks in the game. Both these U7 decks are also going to be super, super solid. I really, really like this U7 Goku. I think the thing that's killing U7 Goku right now is that if you're playing, or if you were a U7 Goku player, I still have the deck. I play it sometimes, but I'm like, I can just be playing Sin. Like, the neck Sin is super, like, identical to what this does, but just better. Like I don't know how else to phrase it, and I don't want to lie to you guys. It is what it is. Like the one thing that I'd want to say that this has over Sin. Let me think. I think it'd be playing bigger bombs, like your actual bigger bombs, like your 8 drop, your secret or something. That's easier. Because in Sin, I have issues topping 4 for Vegeta. Even though it's a win more card or it's a reset the game and put me in the front, I have more issues playing with it in Sin than I do this deck. Because this deck, yes, you're gonna say a lot of people leave you at high life total and all that good stuff. But the difference between this deck and the Sin deck itself is that Sin people purposely leave you at high life so they don't ZO again. This deck, people don't have a choice to leave you at high life. Reason being is because if they leave you at high life and they'll focus on your board, the board is gonna come and wreck them. The issue with this deck in the past, it's like I've been preaching this for longest, right? I've been preaching stop playing these big threat unisons. Just because the unison is good doesn't mean you should be playing it. And that's the issue this deck had before this set came out. Every turn 3, a player who is playing U7 would smack down Baby. I'm like, why are you doing that in your deck? But at turn 3, you could have played a Frieza, you could have played an Android 17, and you could have played a Goku to negative those Eddie negates that has the token blockers. You see what I'm saying? But people didn't do that. They just play it. What they didn't realize was when you did that in this deck, you baby hash yourself. You literally hash yourself. Because at that time and point, the only thing you can do is whatever you have on board, if you have anything on board, you have your leader swing, the baby swing, and a new ruler swing. And that's it. You don't have access to overhim abilities. So you literally just gave your opponent a turn. And that was the issue with that deck. Gogeta, I don't even know what to support this guy. Oh, actually, yeah, it's that deck is solid. But once again, play the set 18 one. No, don't play this. Like it's solid. It's not bad. This one actually you can also use Scions, which is really it's actually a better Scions deck because you actually play with Nuts. This deck is really good. The leader on the Awakened side, I'll tell you right now, it could be a problem if you do not negate the leader swing. Because if you do want to play this deck, because I can see this deck doing well, only because the leader is an inherent double strike. And if you combine that with something like a Frieza's Death Ball, it's now a 30k double strike heading to the dome to your opponent's 5k leader. You see what I'm saying? So I can see something that is doing very well. The hit leader with the unison, I don't think the unison is enough. The deck is really good, really solid. But a lot of times people are going in for game right now, it has barrier. It's the same problem I had with the Bardock Screw, right? Yes, you can have that surprise factor where hey, I pop your 8 drop Sin, but if you're attacking with your 8 drop Sin against this and you didn't give it barrier, that's on you. Like it's little stuff like that. It's solid, but barrier is the name of the game. So if you don't have a way to protect your guys or remove barrier, in my opinion, you're already behind. Pilaf, yeah, that's my boy Robbie Reese's deck. I don't know what to say about this, bro. You just look at them, and that speaks for itself, man. I don't know what else to say. So that's it for that, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's catch up on these and end it for tonight. We have. Do you think Pan is better with or without a unison? Pan. Damn, I never thought about that. Pan, mainboarded unison pan. It's. I think the deck will get a lot more function maybe with because it's different, right? Number one, you're not playing. Hold on, let me look at the pan starter actually, the starter cards real quick. I have to refresh my memory because it's late. Because your guys don't really reduce. All right, Pan. You don't have 1 drops. You don't play that 3 drop unison. You don't have 1 drops. You just play without the unison. Play without the unison. I can see it going both ways with Pan, right? But once again, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's not about okay, cool, if Pan is better with the unison or not. It's about you're going to see a lot of Sin. A lot of Sin. You're going to see just ready period. You don't want to play unison specifically against Sin. They're just going to melt your unison. You're going to be behind. You don't want to start playing this tournament just being behind. So I hope that answers your question. I wouldn't recommend it in this, but if you're going to the Texas event, go ahead and throw that back. Like once again, same thing with the Sin, same thing with Gogeta. If you're playing a Texas event where it's pre-sideboard, have the unison in your sideboard because if you're going against green, if you're going against yellow, if you're going against I don't know, like blue, those unisons will wreck the day. So play those. Rising Phoenix. I'm mad about the Vegeta hype. I wanted to get the SCR, but it doubled. Damn. I'm sorry, man. No, actually, the Vegeta SCR is dropping right now. Actually, when I think of it, it's dropping because it was like 300. I want to say it's like 270, 280. Yeah, I think it's like 270, 280 ish, man. Yeah, it's steadily dropping. Yeah. If you want to get, I can see this card settling for like two. I was collecting these cards. Like I can see this card settling somewhere. Really, really good though. Really, really solid. What else we got in the comment section below? Ba-ba-bum. If that, thoughts on Oolong and Red? Damn. Did I just play on Untapped? Hold on, bro. There's no way you knew about that. I'm not gonna even read that out loud. If you're in the comments, if you're in this live, this is exclusive for you because I'm not gonna read that out loud. I swear to you, HG Big Red, I literally quite just played on Untap before I started this thing. That's the only way you would have knew about that. I'm sorry, bro. That's the only. Yeah, yeah. If you guys are in this, just make sure you read that comment. And yeah, man, that's just funny. I got, bro. This is exactly how I like playing stuff, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy. This is hilarious. I think it's best of one, no pre-side. Yeah. Ours PPGs and cores. I want to say the webcam ones are not pre-sideboard. He's talking about Petora. Oh, you're talking about Petora. You talking about the Unison? That's rough. I reworded to blue, yellow, Vegeta. Oh, you talking the old one? I think that was like set 7 or something, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. It doubled. I didn't even realize that. It's probably collectors buying that thing out. Damn, what? I thought it was like $60. Bro, this is what? Oh, yeah, you're done. You gotta wait till this reprint. There's only two. I don't even count this guy. That guy has one sale, bro. That's a scam waiting to get a refund. Yo, what happened? Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, crazy. That's crazy, crazy. HG Big Red. Oh, it wasn't you? Oh my bad. I thought it was you. I literally just went. I didn't win from that direct attack, but that direct attack got him down to 3, and I finished him because I used all my resistance with the triple strikes. I need for a way 100% certain to get him down to 3 so I can swing with this, but without burning energy, and that's how I did it. That's all I thought I played you. So my bad, my bad. You can play it for free now. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, so I think that's it for tonight, guys. I went a little long today because I wanted to make it up for you guys because I've been busy just with the hiring process and stuff. I wanted to catch up and help you guys out. I'll make. I was probably gonna have to record videos at nighttime now, which is gonna be super annoying. But I record some videos. This one will be uploaded tomorrow morning. If you guys have any recommendations, please, please, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below or comment here real quick before I log off. And I'll make those videos for you guys. I don't really care. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed that gameplay video, which I was really impressed. I'm like, oh, so I didn't think you guys just wanted to just watch me play. That was interesting. I guess I can do that more often. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. Or if you want to, we can actually have team talks where it's like an hour. The first 30 minutes is just talking and discussions, and in the last 30 minutes we can actually have viewer battles if you want to do that instead. Just don't stream strike me. I'm probably gonna have to find a way to cover up my hands so you guys aren't cheating. Um, yeah, it's cool, man. It's been fun, but yeah, thank you guys for joining. We will see you guys next time.